There seem to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. These are violent, if you call them leaders, I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through violence. But we're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it. And we're looking at some very strong options. Iran wants to negotiate this. We may meet with them. I mean, a meeting is being set up. But we may have to act because of what's happening before the meeting. But a meeting is being set up. Iran called, they want to negotiate.
I know what you were thinking in the beginning when he was talking about a government acting through violence and that it might have to be checked. ICE in Minnesota, right? No, he was talking about Iran, of course. And the question now at hand is, are we going to attack Iran again? And is it really for the people of Iran or is it for Israel? Of course. So that's the conversation at hand. And we're gonna sort out for you guys what the facts are, what certain powerful interests want us to do, and then we'll tell you what we think we should do. So here to give us the facts, Jordan Uhl.
Now, as you just saw, yesterday, President Donald Trump announced that he's weighing, quote, strong military options against Iran. But he's also in talks to meet with Iran's leaders. In the meantime, Iran is readying for conflict. In a briefing to foreign ambassadors in Tehran, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araki said the country is not looking for war, but is prepared for it, according to multiple media reports of the address. Speaking of other countries' leaders, Barack Ravid reported that the Trump administration is consulting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu discussed the protests in a call on Saturday, according to 3 US sources. A US official claimed the call was, quote, routine, and also dealt with Gaza and Syria. According to Ravid's reporting, the Trump administration is weighing military intervention, but they're considering many other non-kinetic options as well. Many inside the Trump administration think major kinetic action at this stage would undermine the protests, 2 US officials said. Other options include steps to deter the regime, like announcing an aircraft carrier strike group is heading to the region. The officials said cyber attacks and information operations against the Iranian regime are also being considered. Trump is also asking for the help of an old frenemy, Elon Musk.
Are you going to send Starlink to Iran, sir, to help the people on the ground with the internet blackout for more than 72 hours?
We're going to be talking about that. We may get the internet going, if that's possible.
Are you talking to Musk?
We may speak to Elon, because as you know, he's very good at that kind of thing. He's got a very good company. So we may speak to Elon Musk. And in fact, I'm going to call him as soon as I'm finished with you.
So what's happening on the ground in Iran? It's hard to know for sure because Iranian authorities have shut down the country's internet for 4 days now. The protests have raged for over 2 weeks. Human rights groups estimate over 10,000 people have been arrested and over 500 are dead. Most are protesters. Dozens of security service members have also been killed. But some human rights groups estimate that thousands of protesters have been killed. Iran's economy is faltering. Their currency is collapsing while prices rise. Furthermore, Iran has been battered by both the Israeli and US military. Cenk, this would be a major shift in the region. What do you think about certainly what's happening on the ground in Iran, but the idea that the United States is consulting with Benjamin Netanyahu to weigh its options?
Well, on that part, you know what I'm going to say. Of course they are. I mean, how else are they going to know what to do if they don't get directions from the Israeli prime minister? What, you expect American leaders to make decisions without asking the Israelis what their orders are? Of course not. So that, guys, unfortunately, this is another one of those situations where we're stuck in the middle with you, right? So here's what I mean by that. So on the one side, you have people that are saying the protesters are great and we should back them, and the mullahs are terrible and democracy is fantastic, and I agree with that. Okay, so that's great, and I would love for there to be democracy in Iran, and I would love for this to be an organic uprising. We'll come back to whether it is in a second, and you might be surprised at the answer. And and for that to succeed. And then they replace it with voting that's legitimate, etc. God, that would be amazing. On the other hand, there's a whole group that doesn't care about that at all, doesn't want democracy in Iran. They want a puppet who's gonna serve mainly Israel and maybe tangentially America, right? And so that puppet is likely to be the former Shah's son. And he's out there, and now that I've said that, he has his own cult, and they'll be attacking this video, this show, this network. There's like all sorts of political groups that just go around trying to attack all of their enemies and insisting that only their propaganda be put out there, right? So my guess is that out here in the West, there are a lot of Persians who mean well, who are not part of any propaganda outlet. They're not on Israel's side, America, whatever. They just want what's best for Iran, right? And they are varied in their opinions. And some of them like Shah Jr., right? And some of them really want the regime toppled. A lot of them would love to go back to, they have family in Iran. They'd like Iran to be free and all those things, right?
All right, it's time for New Year's resolutions. We all make them, but I'm not making any big flashy resolutions that are gonna crash and burn by February. My reset is much simpler. It's about giving myself a break in the kitchen. Not by eating less, don't be crazy. But let's be honest, thinking about what to eat, shopping for it, cooking it, it's a drain. And when you're drained from cooking, you can't focus on the work that matters, and that's the work right here. That's where Cook Unity comes in. It's been my way of cheating. Like I have a personal chef. I'm very fancy that way, please. But without the insane cost. Restaurant quality meals on my schedule. So I ordered a bunch of things that I loved. So we got the pepperoni naan pizza. I love pepperoni pizza, I love naan. You put it together, it's genius. Golden chicken schnitzel. It's schnitzel, but it's golden. Okay, this stuff is all so good. New Orleans shrimp and grits. They have sausage in there too, love it. And that's my point, guys. These aren't boring and repetitive meals. These are all-star chefs, Food Network alum, and James Beard winners. Handpicking seasonal ingredients and balancing bold flavors with nutrition. Every meal is a small batch masterpiece delivered fresh, never frozen. It makes hitting wellness goals effortless because a nutritious, incredible meal is ready in minutes. No shopping, no cooking, no cleanup. You can browse by chef, by cuisine, filter macros to the gram, not a thing I would do, but you could. And it's way less than takeout or even grocery store prices. Plus their packaging is part of a reusable, eco-friendly program. You can't ask for more. Taste comfort and craftsmanship in every bite from the award-winning chefs behind Cook Unity. Go to cookunity.com/TYT or enter code TYT before checkout to get 50% off your first order. That's 50% off your first order by using code TYT or going to cookunity.com/TYT. And then there are the folks who are like, who don't care about Iran at all, and they only care about Israel, and they think, oh my God, regime change would be great. But here comes the caveat, Jordan. And you could tell it in Netanyahu's statements as well. They're not overly excited about this uprising. And that gives me way more faith that this uprising is organic and real. Because if it was fake, Netanyahu would be like, that's just it, uprising, we gotta bomb now. And we gotta put these guys in charge. The minute we bomb, these guys gotta go in charge, right? Instead, he's like, this is an interesting uprising. It is good. Regime change, yes. Now, not related to them, but let's bomb the crap out of Iran and put our own puppet in. Interesting. So you don't want to connect it to the protesters too much. You want to use the protesters as an excuse, but you don't want the protesters to actually win. Whereas I'm in the exact opposite camp, Jordan. I want the protesters to win, but I don't want to interfere, right? Because if you interfere and you bomb on behalf of the protesters, you're not going to help the protesters, you're going to hurt them because people are going to want to rally around the flag and they're going to view the protesters as pro-Israeli or American or agitators, etc. And that doesn't help their cause at all inside Iran. So, and then one last thing is, but on the other hand, I'm okay with Starlink. Like if somehow they could turn the lights back on in terms of the internet on Iran, and that's not an invasion, that's not killing anyone, that's not dropping bombs, it's just enabling people on the ground, that I'm a lot more interested in. So what do you think, Jordan?
For me, it's too early to tell. Like I certainly want to see more. through all of this, you have to look at, for me, you have to look at it through the lens of crippling US sanctions that Iran has been subjected to for years now. And it was exacerbated under COVID when they were still sanctioning Iran, which helped cripple their health infrastructure. So any unrest, any discontent that has been fomented, especially over the past few years, for me, I have to look at it through the lens of those sanctions. I don't know. I don't feel confident either way. Maybe it could be an organic backlash or uprising, totally within the realm of possibility. But I just don't feel confident without knowing more. And I certainly wouldn't want to weigh in without that confidence.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.